happened was he went to overtake a car which suddenly decided it was going to turn into the public house, and the two of them came together, and they say Rob was killed. So what I'd like to do is just let Teresa just say a few words to you about how that's affected her family and how that's affected her.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to come here today and tell you my story. Saturday, 5th of June, started like any other day before Rob went out on his bike for a ride. He told us he would be back for about 2ish to take me and our two boys for a run up the Golden Lakes. He kissed us goodbye and left, and within about 10 minutes or so, my friend came out and sat in the garden and made tea. About an hour or so later, there was a knock on my front door, and I answered it to find two police officers standing there. And all I said was my name, Teresa. And I put my hand up like that and I said, don't. I said, please don't. I just knew. I knew Rob was gone. I walked into the living room, followed by the officers, and my youngest son, Bobby, who was 11 at the time, was playing on his Xbox, and he just threw the controller down on the floor. I continued walking in the kitchen, and the officer followed us in, and he started to tell us Rob had been involved in an accident on his motorbike. I just remember saying over and over, no, please don't, please don't. I told the officer I wanted to see Rob, and Bobby was sobbing, and Michael, my eldest son, who has severe learning difficulties, autism and epilepsy, started banging his feet really loudly. I think he understood what had just been said. Shocked and didn't know what to do, whether Bobby had asked if he could come and see his dad, who hadn't seen him that long. You'll have to bear with us because this is very hard emotionally. Bobby asked if he could come and see his dad was at the hospital. I didn't know what to do, so the officer said, well, yeah, because his facial injuries aren't too bad, he's okay to actually look at. My friend offered to stay with my oldest son, Michael, the disabled son. On our way out of the house, Bobby picked up a little toy model motorbike from the mantelpiece, what Rob had made. He clenched it in his hand tight, got in the police car, went up to Hexham General, where we had to sit for about an hour or so while the mortuary nurse cleaned up Rob, tried to stop the bleeding from his ears. When we went into the room, the nurse had placed Rob's hand on the outer of the sheet of the bed, and Bobby ran round to the side of the bed, took hold of his dad's hand, and placed the little motorbike to his lips. And he ran out of the room sobbing. And I heard one of the officers saying, it's all right, I've got you, son, I've got you. I walked round to the side of the bed, and I took a hold of Rob's hand, and I kissed him gently on the lips. And I just stood there looking at him. I was in shock, obviously. And I heard the officer saying, come on, we'll go and check on your mum, make sure she's okay. And I come back out of the room, and I told the officer, I said, I want to leave now. But I had to sign some papers formally identifying Rob. When we were walking out of the hospital, and I was cuddling Bobby, and the officers were walking behind me, Bobby said to me, Mum, I'm going to make my dad so proud of me. I want to grow up to be a good man like my dad. And I said, you already have, son. Just by doing what you've just done. No 11-year-old child to say that dad like that. But because he hadn't seen him that morning, and the officer said it was okay to do it, I done it. I let him see him. Then back home, I had to make the hardest phone calls of my life, and I hope and pray to God that one day you won't have to do the same thing as what I had to do. I had to phone my daughters up and tell them that their dad was dead, and they couldn't believe it. Naturally, they all come straight to the house. We were up all night, and we were all asking the same questions. What happened? What happened? Because you see, Rob worked for Newcastle City Council for 16 years, and he was a highly trained motorcycle instructor. He taught hundreds and hundreds of people over the years to ride a bike. But we didn't find out those questions until later on after the police investigated. A couple of weeks later I received a phone call to say I could collect Rob's body, arrange a burial. I hadn't even thought of a burial. I was just trying to get through each day as I possibly could with my sons. My daughter's all grown up married. And used to take time to spend the odd night with her. And Bobby said to me one day, he says, Mum, he says, I hope the man who's done this, he says, realises how many hearts he's broken. And I said to Bobby, I says, I think he probably does. I told Bobby from that very day, and I says, Bobby, try not to grow up and hate the man. Don't feel bitter. I says, because what happened, I says, was a split-second decision on whoever it was. You know, I said, and he probably will live with it for the rest of his life. And because I believe in God, I started praying to God every night, asking us for the strength. Please give me strength to look after me boys. Help us cope with everything. Because it was so hard. Really, really hard. Especially when you've got a little and who won't sleep. He sobs every night, which is asking for his dad. Please, Mum, bring your dad back. And as a mother, you can't. You can't. And it made us feel so helpless. And that broke my heart. And all I could do was comfort him. I couldn't give him the one thing he wanted back, and that was his dad. And I woke up one morning with a thought of starting a motorcycle awareness course. But I didn't know how to go on about it. And Rob was the widow's son, which is a Masonic biking organisation. So I got in touch with the president of his chapter and asked him to come round. I told him what I wanted to do, and he helped us set it up on Facebook. We pushed motorcycle awareness, drivers, motorbikes, whatever vehicle they're driving around. I don't want you to have to make a split-second decision and be the cause of somebody's death and put a family like me and my family through what we're going through. And nor do I want any of us to be a victim of it either. All I'm asking is please, 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 when you're out on the road, just take care. Be on the lookout, constantly on the lookout. I would like to ask you if you have got a Facebook account to please look up Dying to Ride. All you've got to do is click the join button, because I'm going to be taking this all over and I'm going to use my experience, what we've went through and the grieving, to try and get the message across to hopefully if I can help save just one life out there through my own story. And the way I look at it, Rob's death won't have been in vain. And I'd like to say thank you again for giving me this opportunity to stand and tell you my story, and to wish us all a very Merry Christmas and all the best for the new year.
Thanks, Teresa. That unfortunate stories are here far too often.